Hello guys and welcome back to Let's Play Vampyr! We're gonna do some stuff over here, such as examining the rich blood sample. Ooh, more stuff we unlocked. We don't actually have enough parts to craft a lot of these things, so we're just gonna go with what we got currently. When we arrive in there, we'll see how it goes. But we will read our mail. Dear Dr. Reid, I hope this letter will quickly find you, for I need to speak to you as soon as possible. The situation is evolving very quickly in the West End, and I'm convinced we are all now in great danger. The Guard of Priven has launched a great hunt in London, and for a few nights they have been actively searching and killing any icon that they can locate. Well, I crafted some stuff. Lord Redgrave, chairman of the Ascalon Club, recently contacted me. He wishes to meet you immediately. Please come to my mansion at any night that suits you. We must discuss all of this. With this letter, you will find an official pass that will allow you to go through any barricade or quarantine checkpoint throughout your city. Okay. I do find it quite funny that she's like, I must see you immediately. Come at any night that might suit you. Well, you know what? This night greatly does not suit me. Because we are going to a special place. Oh. Curfew. Well, that's interesting. And now to check if there's anybody walking around, because technically it should be all of their curfew. Oh, there is. Most definitely is.
Good evening, Doctor.
How are conditions in Whitechapel at the moment?
I always thought it was my role to reveal what really happens in these forgotten parts of London.
And you're not sure anymore?
Empty coffins, cannibalism, walking dead. I'm trying to report the truth about what's going on, but no one believes it anymore.
No newspapers,
Why are the
academic.
newspapers keeping silent about the Spanish influenza? It's as though none of you care.
There's a war going on. People shouldn't be demoralized by news of deadly diseases.
But it's only logical.
I served in France. Our top priority must be to put an end to this butchery. This war must stop now.
Sir, streets are a battlefield too. An invisible and untold war is going on, and it must be stopped.
What is a journalist doing in this borough after sunset?
He goes where none of his colleagues would dare to go, to inform the country.
So you risk your life to reveal the truth. I saw many reporters do the same during the war.
Whitechapel is the crucible of so many untold stories and tragedies. I want people to know them.
Ooh.
That's quite honorable.
A hint!
But is the public interested?
Not at all, sir. And that's why I'm an independent journalist, hoping to sell some stories.
But in order to sell a cookie, people have to buy it!
Have you any idea of the danger you face in these streets at night?
I've had to run and hide more than once from frenzied mobs incensed by the fever. Do you think the flu is really responsible for this, Doctor?
It's not a simple
I'm
epidemic,
convinced there
it's a
is
bit
more
complex.
than a simple epidemic.
Really? To be honest, I could say the same. Some of the sick I saw or heard of. My God, what happened to them?
But where did my hint go? Got a hint about him. Meh. Now I can't use it.
Goodbye, Miss.
Actually, are you healthy?
Do you need a...
That would be nice of you, Doctor. Who knows what I may have caught during my investigation.
If you persist in investigating the most pox-ridden boroughs of London, you must accept the risks.
Thank you, sir.
Goodbye, Mr.
Okay, so you got a bit of fatigued. That's fine. But hey, now you're healthier. Well, hopefully happier. To walk around in this very empty ghost town because the pronounced thing. Well, not everybody believes in the thing, so it seems, because there are people around and they're also supposed to be at their homes. Sleepy time. Hello!
Hello again, miss. You don't seem to need my medical attention for now. Very
Okay,
well.
so you are healthy. Checked on that. There's a poet. Are you healthy?
Good evening, Mr. Nithicott.
And good evening to you too, my good sir. Can I be of any help?
Do you need medical attention, sir?
It may be wise to let you prescribe me something. I don't feel like I should.
I understand your appetite for words and macabre beauty, sir. But you should be more careful.
The nutrition of my mind is more important than my physical health. But I appreciate your concern, sir.
Oh my, you were full on bronchitis there.
May I ask what you're doing at this hour of night, sir? Do you live here?
Not at all. I'm just enjoying the pleasure of a quiet walk. Though night talks are always preferable, if you ask me. Especially with strangers.
Well, yeah, it gets worse over time.
But are you not afraid of the epidemic?
Oh, why should I? I see some equity in the Spanish flu. No flesh should be saved, say the scriptures. Good or evil, rich or poor, all are equal in the eyes of the flu.
If you say so. But as a physician in a time of epidemic, I must caution you to avoid unnecessary exposure, sir.
Thank you, Doctor. But we both know the seeker of truth has to go boldly where the weak dare not.
How is the sanitary situation evolving in Whitechapel these days?
I imagine we are all part of some nightmare without beginning nor ending. If only the dreamer could awake.
Okay,
I'll
so
leave you
he is now healthy. We uncovered all of the topics with him.
Morbidity can breathe its own
We wanna...
grace. Just disease.
Yeah, I don't really understand as to why, because his muse is still around. And he really didn't seem like he had bronchitis to me. No! That's how I got myself into this mess. I'm not even eating even more people.
Your prey is mine! How dare you interfere with my hunt?
Who the fuck are you? Wow! What? Just wow! I want to try fighting him again, but bloody hell!
You're feeble! You London vampires are so weak! You cannot win this! This is my territory!
Whose territory now? I disagree. It is very much my territory.
Your prey is mine now! You're mine!
I assure you of that, sir. never used to roam the streets. For some reason, I think that killing them might help the district a bit.
You cannot win this.
I do find it really interesting that he referred to us as the London Vampire. As if he's not from here himself. I mean, I know I killed like lost people and stuff, but they are native to this place. These ones apparently are not, question mark. I forgot to add things off the spots in the handle. That was just like chilling on the second floor. But I got that behind here. What do you want to go for all the hunters? This place is nothing. For some, I have a feeling that it has things over and some of them. Because like, there's so many people on the streets, but I just want to find them and kill them. I want to be a good doctor. I know, I have to be cookie. Don't think I can do church. That's the journal. Ready to talk to the journal. I feel like there's one guy in this whole district that's just laughing. Hello.
Good evening, Christina.
Change your mind, Mr. Reid?
Medical
Do
checkup.
you need any assistance, Miss Popper?
It depends on the price of your medicine.
I am shocked that you would think I am that sort of man.
Forgive my suspicion.
Oh my god, treatment for sepsis. You were outright dying.
How are the conditions in Whitechapel these days?
When I think about all the people who died trying to reach England, it seems we escaped a war just to die on foreign shores, hated by all.
Christina, have you been examined? The epidemic is spreading fast in London, and you could be
I have a
exposed
magic
or
cure for sepsis
exposed
in my
others.
pocket
I
as
don't
well.
like doctors or hospitals, but I don't like you asking questions.
Okay.
You can put your own life in danger, that's your decision. But what about your clients? If you're contaminated, you will put them in danger too.
And you think that would worry me? If you knew the men I deal with, their health would not be what you'd worry about.
Considering your line of work, I assure you it is only a matter of time before you have health issues.
If it is going to happen, it will happen. Right now, I need money. That's what's important.
Clayton Darby claims he will expose the crisis in Whitechapel to all of London. Do you believe him?
I believe Clayton's courage will erode with time, until he finally leaves Whitechapel to start another fight somewhere else.
Clayton?
I believe...
Okay.
Are
That
you
was a
talking from
blue
experience?
text.
I've seen your type come here to get a good fuck in a cheap room or a dark alley before going back to their fancy houses in the West End.
Why this skepticism?
How can you speak about starvation if you've never been hungry? Or about poverty? Or anything else you have never suffered from?
Feel like she's making at least half a good point.
Tell me about yourself.
Are you joking with me? People don't usually come to see me for conversation.
I have no interest in your work. I am, however, curious as to what led you into this career.
Short story. The war, exile, and England. This country is not especially welcoming. I've been refused many jobs because of where I am from. I had few options left.
I suppose it's not that different right now. People sometimes just hate the Poles.
I always thought I was the master of my own fate. But now I know we don't always have control over our lives. I don't judge you.
You know, this money is not only for me. I have good reasons to need this money quickly. But it is not your concern, Doctor.
Okay. Well, I can't really press you about
Goodbye.
it, so let's just leave it at that. Till I will find some secret notes or talk to some other people. Okay, do not cough in the streets. If you are coughing, go kill yourself.
Hello, young man. I'm Dr. Reid, and I would like to ask you a few questions. May I enter, please?
Sorry, no, sir. My father does not like people entering our house, you see. Your father is worried about you, boy. He asked me to look for you.
So my father actually worries about me then? Okay then. Come on in. I'm Harry, by the way.
Even my dreams.
Ooh! Oh my! Peterson's house in itself is critical. I am gonna take their medical supplies and I'm gonna put them in better use than they are putting them.
It's locked.
And maybe their shillings too. Professional vampire hunters. Don't try to get yourself called the Ghostbuster team. Who you gotta call? The people with the good ad.
Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
Oh, you're so gloomy.
So, may I ask you a few questions?
I'm not bothered. What could be worse?
To begin with, how are you
need any
feeling?
medical help, young man?
Yes, I do. I feel so tired. I don't know if it's the epidemic, but everything seems so hard.
Oh, I don't have any more sepsis.
Have you any recent news of Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
Why am I not surprised that a woman like her got killed? Whitechapel is a shithole.
How do you feel?
I'm fine. I mean, it's not easy every day, but I'm fine. I'm just tired of being sick all the time. If only I could be tough, like. Well, you know.
Speaking of which, what can you tell me about your father?
My father is an idiot who makes idiot things. That's all I have to say.
Well, you should be falling dead in a few
Forgive
hours.
my bluntness, young man, but you don't seem happy living in Whitechapel.
Why should I? I never wanted to come here in the first place. It was my father's decision. And look around you. Does this look like a nice place to live?
I'm sure your father did his best when he found this house. Times are tough for everyone, young man.
That's exactly what my father says. Harry, you should be grateful for what you've got.
For what? For what you
I
got
wasn't
is
even
sepsis.
Consulted when we moved here.
If life here is so terrible for you, why don't you just leave this place? Have you ever spoken to your father about it?
I don't go outside. It terrifies me so. I went outside once without my father noticing and I saw terrible things. Bloody and frightening things.
So that's why you stay at home all day? For fear of the epidemic?
I'm not afraid of disease or death, Dr. Reid. It's the living I'm afraid of.
Okay.
Goodbye, young man.
Do you have a crafting bench?
Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
Oh, even your dreams are soaked with gloom. Sucks to be you. Great. Job refusal offer letter is totally the best thing ever. When you have sepsis, guy, yes, there's only pain and suffering in the world because you have a few hours left. Hello?